Welcome everybody to your first Beyond the Summit Dota 2 World Tour match of the day. This is World Elite versus Zenith. I am LD of dotacommentaries.com, and boy, I am real excited for this match. If we actually look at these two teams, they faced off 2 days ago in its Gosu Monthly Madness Asia. Zenith ended up taking that series 2-1, and man, I'll tell you, it was a hell of a series. If you haven't checked those games out, you definitely should. Every time I cast Zenith, they're doing something new. This is one of the most unpredictable teams of the scene. I would go so far as to say they even make Na'Vi look a little bit standard, which is saying something. Na'Vi being a team that's experimented quite a bit. We saw yesterday they went for a bit of a fives, not support, but no late game strategy up against Quantic. Did not work out too well. But Zenith, yeah, very unconventional. They wanted using a sniper versus a Lycan and a Naga. In fact, they gave away Lycan twice in that series, I believe. At least one game, I know for sure. They're not afraid to give these heroes away. They know how to counter them. They're capable of dealing with heroes that other teams have considered imbalanced in the past. So it's so far we don't see the Lycan ban, but actually this time around they are going to ban it versus World Elite. So maybe showing them a little more respect towards their Lycan. And we'll have to see where they go from here. I mean, this early stage of the bans we saw in Zenith's previous matchup in this tournament. They experimented a lot with the bans. They've used bans on heroes that they have no intention of picking, or of seeing their opponents pick. Heroes like Silencer, Huskar, heroes you just don't see picked at all. Sometimes they just don't ban anything. We saw that in their last series too. So, you know, your guess is as good as mine. This is not looking good. Off the bat, Zenith gonna pick up the Darkseer and the Leshrac, and I have to tell you guys, Darkseer already a hero that's been winning a lot of games. The last time I checked, he was 13-0 in his last 13 games. That may have changed since I checked. There's been so many games played in recent days. But it's a hero they've had a lot of success with. They are 6-1 with the Darkseer. They also get a Leshrac, so great AoE to combo up with him as well. And it denies that Naga Siren combination of the sleep into vacuum, which is such a great initiation, such a great setup, and a reliable way to get team fights going. Still, World Elite get a hero that's been, I mean, it has a lot of potential as far as the Naga Siren goes. Gives you some late game potential with those illusions. Also gives you a really nice pushing spell with her AoE minus armor nuke. It also gives you some team fight to boot. I mean, you look at Son of the Siren, the net as well goes through BKB. Will stop Darkseer from surging away if Naga lanes up against him. So it definitely gives you some tools to work with that'll help you against the Zenith lineup. But giving Zenith Darkseer is just such a scary proposition. So we'll have to see where World Elite go from here. Now, I've only personally cast one Naga Siren game, and it was an offensive tri-lane Naga Siren game. We saw that yesterday. Very potent tri-lane hero. We see it in Dota 1 today. I was actually just watching the March GEST. If you want to check that out, those games have been fantastic too. But Naga Siren often run in that tri-lane. Even had a Kunkka support here, but that's Southeast Asian Dota 1 for you. It is a little wonky at times. But it works. I mean, Naga Siren fits into so many different laning combinations. Doesn't need to be in the tri-lane, but does need some early levels and some early farms. So that's going to be one of your core farmers for Elite. They also pick up 2 supports, an Earthshaker and a Shadow Demon. Very strong defensive lineup here for World Elite. Fissure, Disruption, 2 of the best defensive spells in the game. And don't forget about that net and, of course, the sleep. If World Elite ever get into trouble, if they ever get Tower Dove, which they very well could be with this Chen pickup, as well as the Leshrac, Zenith probably looking to get some early towers. Maybe go for some quick smoke ganks and tower dives. Having that Earthshaker and the Shadow Demon will be absolutely huge against this lineup. So we enter our second stage of the draft tiers. We're going to see some bans coming up. Venomancer gets the ban. Enigma as well. Interesting that Zenith goes ahead and bans the Enigma. Now, if you look at World Elite's lineup, they can run these heroes. Again, you can tri-lane the Naga. You don't need to, though. I mean, she fits into a dual lane quite well. Usually needs that support, that supporting cast, unless it's a really weak hero matched up against her. But, I mean, if you look at Zenith already, Darkseer going to be a tough 1v1 for her. So likely to see that Shadow Demon supporting the Naga Siren here. I suppose could dual lane mid, but normally we see her in the side lane. No, it's going to be a Kunkka. So taking a page here out of the Mouse Sports book is World Elite. Kunkka and the Shadow Demon. Will these two be paired up together? Maybe we'll see a Naga Siren tri-lane. Maybe we'll see a Kunkka Shadow Demon dual lane. There's a lot of options for World Elite. Good ganking. Pretty strong team fight as well. And I'm excited for one combination in particular. We've got ourselves a Fissure, some long-range initiation. We've got the Naga Siren Sleep, and then the boat on top of it all. So you can start off with the Sleep or the Fissure, and then drop the boat. And so a lot of ways to set up that boat. And normally it's one of the weaknesses of Kunkka is the boat is quite easy to dodge. It can be hard to land those turrets, but there's so many ways to set it up. The net, the disruption, and then the Soul Catcher amping it all up. Man, World Elite have some long range here. I mean, it's not just the fact that they have a big team fight. it's the range on this team as well. Disruption, Demonic Purge, very good initiation spells. Not to mention, on top of that, the boat, the torrent. World Elite can hunt you down and pick you up from very far away. And it makes life difficult for this Chen and the Leshrac. I mean, as strong as they can be if they get that good start, and certainly this is Zenith, don't be surprised if they do, they can still get picked off. World Elite have the burst damage, they have the initiation range. This is an exciting lineup, and frankly, whenever I cast World Elite in the past, they normally play a very kind of, I don't want to say safe, but it is a very defensive playstyle for World Elite. They usually like to go for the hard carry, or at least a couple of semi-carries, not looking for too much aggression early on, not really focused on hero kills, more interested in dominating the lanes, securing map control, things along these lines. So, yeah, interesting draft. But I mean, if ever there was a time to experiment, it is now in this tournament, playing up against some teams that you haven't necessarily been seeing too much of, and also preparing for the international too. Now, World Elite isn't attending. At least hasn't been announced. I've heard rumblings that they may be one of the backup teams. So if there's even a chance they'll be there, if there's even a chance they'll be competing, well, hey, this is a great chance to try out new strategies. And well, we see a Rubik as the reply. Oh boy, who will be playing this one for Zenith? Let's see if they actually run this hero before. I don't have anything about it. Maybe they have. So I have no idea who is going to be played it. But I mean, Rubik in the hands of Zenith. Maybe it'll be Loda. That would be exciting to watch. But it's a great hero to have in this game. Look at what you can steal. The Naga Sleep, Fissure as well, Net, Disruption, Boat, Ancient Apparitional. There's really no bad spells to steal. Now, my only concern for this Rubik is, will he be able to stay alive in team fights? I mean, Rubik is a very squishy hero by nature. He's got a Darkseer as well as a Chen to back him up, heal him up, try and keep him alive. But it can be tough. I mean, with the initiation range that World Elite has, Spell Steal isn't going to do you any good if they burst you down before you can use it. Ideally, you want to be able to get off several Spell Steals in a fight. Interesting pick. This is an exciting draft. I mean, actually, it's funny. I feel that Zenith's lineup is a bit more standard here than World Elite's. All these heroes have been seen a lot of play in the European scene as well as in the Asian scene. It's World Elite who go with something. The Kunkka, we always see occasionally. Oh, a Phantom Lancer. Oh boy, this game is already thrilling and surprising. We haven't even left the draft stage here. I'm excited to see how this shakes out. So they get themselves a hard carry. They get a little bit of late game insurance, and boy, oh boy, it's gonna be hard to push on the Zenith lineup. I mean, although World Elite have that good initiation, if it's ever a 5v5 situation, pushing into the wall, pushing into vacuum, into Leshrac's AoE, lots of anti-push here, lots of spam for Zenith, and a lot of team fight to boot. The one thing they're a bit lacking in, not much reliable stunt in the way of reliable stunts. All they really have to work with, the Split Earth, as well as the Telekinesis. Whereas if you look at World Elite, they've got Fissure, the Naga Ultimate, the Naga Net as well, Disruption, Purge, Torrent, X, Boat. I could go on. It's a lot of stun here. I'll also throw out there, as far as World Elite's lineup goes, they do have some flexibility with the lanes, but they do have two melee kind of carries or semi-carries that are going to need support. So we could see, how are they going to lane it, actually? That'll be the interesting thing for me, is where are these heroes going to go? I guess they have to run, maybe they'll run an offensive tri-lane. They don't really have anyone to solo that off-lane. There's no Windrunner, there's no Queen of Pain, there's no Prophet, there's no Lone Druid. Could be an offensive tri-lane here for World Elite, in which case, maybe we'll have, or it could be a 2-1-2. That's the other possibility. Some very personal problems to handle. Okay, so let's go ahead and introduce the players. We're going to have GG playing that Ancient Apparition, FNTY playing the Naga Siren, Icy on the Shadow Demon, Lao on the Earthshaker, and Chan on the Kunkka. Meanwhile, over on the Zenith side, HY handling the Leshrac, XY going to be playing that Rubik, Live and Let Loda, also known as Loda, he'll be on the Darkseer, Freedom going to be playing the Chen, and Ice on your hard carry, he'll be playing that Phantom Lancer, a hero we have not seen a whole lot of. I mean, this is a hero that really struggles in the current metagame, generally speaking, because it needs a lot of farm, it needs a lot of levels, and normally teams are knocking down those early towers, they're pushing aggressively, they're not giving him that space to farm. Even if Phantom Lancer doesn't die, that's not enough. He needs a lot of farm, more than, a lot more than other carries that we see who are hard carries. Morphling, even someone like Faceless Void at least gives you that big ultimate to work with, that lockdown for team fights. Again, we don't see Void, but that's just how much farm the Phantom Lancer needs. Very reliant on items to buff up his illusions, to make more of them, and he's not going to have much of an impact early on. Off the bat, a Quelling Blade, of course, iceiceicee, going to be focused on the farming. Looks like Freedom will be handed that defensive jungle. Nope, swings around, actually goes bottom with a pair of Sentry Wards. Interesting, maybe it'll be an offensive jungle for him. Loda as well. No, he's probably just going to be sending a creep back to base. Loda going to be in that suicide lane, playing the Darkseer. Looks like hyhy will be headed mid, probably going to be soloing that, and XY going to be supporting that Phantom Lancer up top. World Elite, oh, it's going to be an Ancient Apparition, Earthshaker dual lane. Now, we see this combo a lot. It's a very potent one. It's a Fissure and a Cold Feet. You Cold Feet to start, Fissure to follow. Pretty much a guaranteed lockdown there. And how much duration is it? 1.25 plus your 1. So it's a guaranteed about 2-second disable there, as well as a lot of burst damage. It's a strong combo, but there's not a whole lot of follow-up. I mean, normally when you see these two heroes, there's a third hero. It's often seen either running a dual roam strat, maybe having something like a Slardar, a Chaos Knight, as sort of that third hero. Maybe you'll have a tri-lane down bottom. Maybe you'll just have these two roam in mid, look to set up some ganks for whoever's soloing that mid lane. It is a lot of control for one lane, so they'll be powerful in that sense, but look at what they're going up against. A Phantom Lancer, a Rubik, pretty strong offensive firepower here for Zenith. And again, the Earthshaker can't really spam these spells. And even Ancient Apparition, he's got a good mana pool, but in this off-lane position, when he doesn't have a quick bottle, even if he's going for the farm, I mean, generally when you see AA spamming a lot, he'll be in solo mid. So, interesting lane for World Elite. We'll give them a lot of control, though. That's the big takeaway there. Over in the middle lane, FNCY going to be soloing this Naga up against hyhy. Ooh, this could be a difficult matchup for FNCY off the bat. Skirmish over that first turn. Lau going to pick it up, grabs himself a regen, and gets a Fissure off for a little bit of harassment. And finally, down on the bottom lane, we do have Icy going up against Loda. And of course, Chan's going to be farming here. Oh, this is a tough lane for Darkseer as well. Normally, Darkseer are very survivable. Right off the bat, some harassment coming out of FNCY. Yeah, but normally, whenever you see a Darkseer in this offlane, especially against a melee carry or a melee farmer like the Kunkka, generally Darkseer will be pretty powerful. And the reason for this is he's got Surge, if he ever needs to get away, and of course the Ion Shell doing a lot of damage whenever that hero tries to run into the last hit. We'll see Chan taking some harassment. Now, with that being said, if Loda leaves his tower, we have Disruption, Soul Catcher, as well as Torrent. Two ways to cancel that, or to make that Surge useless. Also a lot of burst damage. Even though Darkseer is very survivable, this is definitely a lane where he could die. So Loda's going to have to play it carefully, stay back towards the jungle, and especially at level 1 with no points in Surge, he is very killable. But this middle lane, FNCY already spamming that Riptide, trying to get that bottle up. In fact, he's got the gold for it, has not purchased it just yet, should be any moment here. hyhy does not have his because he went for that extra circlet, but he should be relatively close. We should expect to see hyhy having the advantage in this lane, especially early on. If Earthshaker roams over, then maybe they can look to set up a kill, but that's the downside of this World Elite lineup. They really can't leave Ancient Apparition alone. Phantom Lancer and Rubik, those two together, especially if Freedom ever roams in, they can get those kills very easily. A is not that survivable. There is a ward up, we'll see some of those rotations in. And that'll be something to keep an eye on, but let's look at our Chen. Actually, he does have a smoke. So if Freedom wants to get aggressive, XY going to be double jungling with him. They could look for an early kill. And there's actually quite a few good targets. I mentioned the Ancient Apparition if Earthshaker ever leaves his lane. But on top of that, it's the Naga Siren as well. She's not that survivable early on. She doesn't have her Song of the Siren. There's nothing supporting her here. So they could look for kills in that lane too. And we'll have to see, is Freedom going to use the smoke right now? He doesn't have the best creep picked up a middle lane. Split Earth to start. Actually, hyhy scaring back Naga just a touch. They're going to circle around. Are they going to go for a big backstab up top? Maybe wrap around mid? Looks like they're going for the wrap around mid. It's hard to say here. Oh, the Courier. Courier just going to survive. Doing some dangerous work behind enemy lines. Is Zenith at the moment. Okay, here we go. XY leading the way. 1 point Fade Bolt, 1 point Telekinesis, diving in Earthshaker, always a dangerous proposition. But Zenith have these strong early game heroes. Saturn gonna be tanking out. Fissure held. Lau really baited that one out. Cold Feet Fissure, but it's too late. Ancient Apparition goes down. There's your first blood. Picked up by XY. Quick boots for him. Tower doing a lot of damage, and now Lau, the next target, likely to go down here as well. Telekinesis thrown back in. Great early aggression from Zenith. They're going to get themselves a second kill, and now it's Freedom who's got to run. Ancient Apparition respawns immediately, TP's back in. 1 or 2 more auto attacks should do it. He gets the counter kill. Still, great win for Zenith. They get a double kill up top. They get a first blood. And meanwhile, if we look towards mid, hyhy having a good time down here. And let's see, how is Loda doing exactly? Oh, let me go ahead and sort this. Yeah, in terms of farm, Loda only 6-0, not having a great time. Kunkka up to 23-9. So right now, World Elite definitely dominating this bottom lane, but it's at the expense of the middle lane. It's at the expense of the top lane. Also at the expense of that free jungle. Remember, World Elite's not running a jungler. So even breaking even in the lanes is not necessarily a benefit, because the enemy team's going to have that extra experience, that extra gold to work with. And especially in a hero like Chen, that could be a real problem come the mid game. Great start here for World Elite, or for Zenith, I mean. XY lurking in the trees like a ninja, looking for an opening. Wants to go into GG. Perhaps waiting for Chen to rotate over. Freedom still just has that shockwave creep. Actually, I think they picked up a new one. No Centaur just yet. Could maybe look to take this one over. Loda circling around. He's level 3. He's still getting decent levels. Not as much as you would like to see, but he's getting something. And that's just the strength of Darkseer. He's always going to find something, no matter how difficult his lane is. HY picks up the Invisvern, looking towards mid. No backup for him for the moment. I have to say, Zenith, pretty good position. FNTY gonna have a relatively quick level 6 as long as he doesn't go down. Oh, this could be bad. Disruption to start, but little do they know, Leshrac coming into the back lines, net to follow. Early surge by Darkseer. Not gonna matter though, he will go down Split Earth into Edict. FNTY will melt. Next in line will be Icy. Look at the damage, ripping him apart. HY wants that kill. Actually, Icy tried to suicide, not gonna get it off. Double kill for HY. We head back towards top where the Centaur looking for some harassment, maybe looking for a kill. Fissure gonna shut that gank down. Actually trapping at XY. He's gonna take some damage. Freedom coming in for the harassment. Oh, Freedom, watch out for that cold feet. There is no Fissure though, and now it's GG. Caught out. Great burst damage here from Zenith. The tri-lane working wonders for them. They get another kill. Zenith up to a 5-2 start. Really dominating this early game. The lone bright spot here for World Elite will be this Kunkka. Already has his phase boots picked up. Going for the Tideburner max. We'll be able to push hard. We'll be providing a lot of burst damage in team fights. Also can provide that initiation. You have to remember they have that song on the start. Uh-oh, top lane. The dives continue. They want Lao. Look at the kiting by Zenith. Really not committing to the fight just yet. In comes XY from the back lines. Telekinesis. Drawing him in. Chen will go down. Nice Fissure block. And it looks like Zenith now on the back foot. Forced to retreat out. GG charging in. Looking for a kill here. Unfortunately, no lockdown at the moment. There's more rotation. Actually, no, Leshrac just going for the mid tower. Not going to help his buddy XY, who should be okay. No, here comes the net. Maybe not. XY in a bit of trouble. Still no help from Leshrac. Just wants the tower. He's going to get it at the expense of XY. And here comes the backstep. Oh, it's a level 4 Edict. Oh, the damage. He misses the Split Earth. That could be huge. AO misses as well. HY still doing the damage. There is a net. No mana for the net. Trying to bottle up. Will he have it in time? He will not. Oh, if he hadn't used that Riptide, might have been able to secure the kill there. Would have been close. 6-4, but Zenith get themselves a 6-minute tower, and they do it without Chen actually pushing too hard. Mostly he's been going for the ganks early on. With that middle tower down, Leshrac can look to rotate around. Maybe we'll see Loda change lanes as well. And I have to wonder, at what point is Icy going to start coming to the team fights? Now, whenever you have a support and there's a lot of aggression early, especially a strong defensive one like the Shadow Demon, really like to see him pick up an early TP scroll, try and punish these tower dives from Zenith. I mean, they're already an aggressive team by nature, and look at how they're playing this game. 6 kills in as many minutes. You have to be prepared for those dives. You have to have the team back you up. Also, Naga Siren ultimate, now that FNTY has it up, no, not going for the ult at level 6. Now, I will say, this doesn't surprise me too much in general, but in this game in particular, I feel an early point of the ult would be absolutely huge. Simply because Zenith are playing so aggressively, they're tower diving, and that ultimate can really turn the tides. Use the ultimate, let your team TP in, let your team run away, and turn things around for yourselves. Zenith doing some offensive double jungling. Now that they've knocked down that early tier 1, it really opens up access into the jungle for them. Loda trying to get a little bit of farm here, trying to catch up. Soul Rain picked up on him, but the lead farmer still is this Kunkka. 50 CS. Phantom Lancer trying to keep the pace, just falling a bit behind. Not too much though. As well as Chan is farming, he has not pushed down a tower yet. He's not next to a core item for himself. Oh, top lane. They get the kill on iceiceicee. They slow him down, and that's something they definitely need to do. Need to see more of that. Early Rain of Health picked up by him. Maybe going towards that Vanguard. Considering how aggressively they're playing, it would make a lot of sense. You know, that's one of the common ways to play PL. Go for the early Vanguard, then look towards the Radiance, or even a quick Diffusal Blade if you want to play more offensively. But Radiance would be pretty effective this game. World Elite, a lot of squishy heroes. A little bit under-farmed for now. Of course, we are looking a bit far ahead. It's only 8 minutes in, but that's maybe what we have in store. Fissure on the creeps up top. Arcane Boots picked up on GG. Oh, the Spear to start. Making the dive. Test of Faith as well. Lao dropping low. Great disruption. Icy has joined the fight now. That's going to keep your Earthshaker alive. Cold Feet as well. Oh, Ice gets the kill. He's going to get away. It's the range of the Spirit Lance. You don't really have to dive in order to set these up. And then you can always doppel walk away if you need to. Big dive bottom lane. Non-stop aggression from Zenith. In comes the TP from FNTY. HY on the back foot. Forced to run away. Could maybe pop this Invisvern. Look to circle around. No backup for him for the moment. Loda still only level 6. Definitely not at the point where he can fully contribute. Still trying to max up that Ion Shell. Still trying to get some points in his other abilities. Would like to max the vacuum and get a point in the ultimate as well. Whew, there's a lot of action this game already. Just so much aggression. So let's see. How are we doing in terms of farm? How are we doing in terms of levels? Decent gold lead for Zenith. Decent experience lead as well. This gold primarily attributable to this tower. Bit of a better farm though, as well as some kills. Oh, Invis. HY wants the kills up top. Looking for the opening. The backstab is available. Splitter to start. Edict to follow. Where's the disruption? Not in time from Icy. Oh no, and now HY. Early point in Pulse Nova. Just melting everyone down. Icy already used the disruption. Will go down. Zenith just everywhere at once. More heroes at the point of the attack. And they are punishing World Elite heavily. Chan will drop as well. Kunkka, I believe... Where is that Kunkka? No, that was Kunkka that just went down. Sorry. Naga Siren, just not there in time. Needs a TP scroll. And that's what I mean. This early TP, if you have that early TP with Son of the Siren, you can turn these fights around completely. If nothing else, keep your team alive. If you're in a bit of a better position, go for some kills. Go for some counter kills. Punish the dive. Unfortunately, no TP on FNTY. Shadow Demon had one, was not enough. Zenith get yet another tower. The aggression continues to mount. It's looking pretty good for them right now. If we ever get to that fabled late game, well, I have to say World Elite have a pretty decent team for dealing with the Phantom Lancer. Specifically because they have Kunkka. His Tideburner, if he can get some damage items up, will allow you to deal with those illusions. For anyone who doesn't know how Tideburner's mechanics work, the cleave ignores armor. So if you attack a creep, you do full unreduced damage to every other hero that the Tideburner splashes to. So it can be a great way to deal with those Phantom Lancer illusions, that big army he'll be working towards with that Phantom Edge, as well as with the illusions you create from Spirit Lance and Doppelwalk. And Juxtapose. As we get towards the late game, that's something to keep an eye on. Is Kunkka can deal with this. The problem for me is he really going to be having the supporting cast he needs to get it done? It's not enough just to have that Kunkka with farm. You do need that setup, you do need that backup, and right now, Lau still working towards his boots. GG. Really no farm on him, just the arcades. And it means some harassment coming his way. It means Lau can't even buy a TP scroll, and really he needs to have one, because the next target for Zenith likely to be this bottom tower. Whenever you have that early Chen, or whenever you have that Chen and the Leshek, go for those early towers. And World Elite so far, they've given up 2. They've held on to the one bottom. It does limit the ability to farm. Look at the middle lane, push deep in, and even still, HY going to continue to farm that one up, keeping the pressure in multiple lanes at the same time. iceiceicee up top, HY down towards the mid lane, and then in the bottom lane, it's Loda spamming that Ion Shell, and really proving impossible to kill. Four 0-3 for hyhy, having a great start to this game. Oh, iceiceicee wants to go again. Dust picked up. A ult to fly. Gonna hit iceiceicee. Cold Feet not gonna hold him in place. He goes for the TP. Oh, it just does. iceiceicee underestimates the range of that Cold Feet, but it won't be enough just yet. Fissure to follow. Magic Wand is used. How has nobody died just yet? Darkseer is dying bottom, but let's keep our attention top. So much action. Earthshaker to take a fall. Spirit Lance to follow. FNTY, he used the ultimate. He's got the net, but it looks like he may go down. Throws in the Riptide. Trying to stay alive. It won't be enough. The Fissure stolen by Rubik. Oh, that's a big spell to steal for Rubik. Having that Fissure. Punishing World Elite, and in comes hyhy. Melting 2 more heroes down. Double kill picked up for him. There was 1 kill towards the bottom lane, but it was only Loda. And Loda really doesn't need too many items this game because of his supporting cast. You've got a Chen who's probably very close to Mechanism. Let's see just how close he is. No, going for a Necro Book from the looks of it. Even more push his way. XY pulling Chan back in, wants to make it go. Is there a follow-up? Splitter, not gonna hit. We have a Fissure on Rubik. Uh-oh. Yeah, drops the Fissure. Look at that. Oh, that's adorable. But in the end, they get themselves another tower, they back off, and where's the trade-off for World Elite? They don't have it. It's the weakness of their lineup. Naga Siren, not the best pusher early on. No way to really kill towers off quickly. Kunkka pushes pretty hard with his Tideburner. And Naga has some push with her Riptide, don't get me wrong. But she's not a Leshrac, she's not a Pugna, she's not a Chen. She's not going to melt towers by herself. Or he's not going to, rather.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Just so much action this game. It's where you really would like to have a co-caster, I'm not going to lie. But at least the teams are giving us some good entertainment. Here we go. Icy looking towards Loda. This could be bad. Icy has no backup. It's coming in the form of that Kunkka. Little does he know, though. Uh-oh, Icy pulled back in. Split Earth to fly. It's going to hit, and down he goes. Ancient Apparition ult comes in. Not going to hit anything. Oh, man. Everywhere Zenith. Zenith, they just, every time there's an engagement, there's more heroes for them. I don't think World Elites had more all game. 16-6 is your score. Zenith averaging over a kill per minute. iceiceicee proving ungankable. Same with the Darkseer as well. And now with the Chen heal. Oh, he's going for a 4-step. Okay, that makes some sense too. We'll talk about that a bit later if we have a chance. FNTY is the focus right now. Being dove top. There's a net to cancel any TPs. Net start. Maybe he'll TP out. No, uses that mirror image and he's going to actually be able to remove the net. Will it be enough? Oh, he's going for the TP. Is there damage? No! Another net from Freedom! She'll be able to get this kill while this is happening. Big dive bottom. GG pulled back in. Double kill already picked up. They want to make it 3. They're gonna get it. This time it's Loda. Actually, it's 4 heroes bottom. Zenith winning that one. How many heroes were top? 2. So they're winning that one 3v4. And that is not a good side here for World Elite as the push continues in the bottom lane. Loda, look at his gold. 2,400. I said he wasn't farming well bottom to start. Averaging about a creep per minute, but look at him now. It's the strength of that Darkseer. 60 CS picked up. 15 minutes in. He's averaging 4 per minute. Everybody farming reasonably well here. The Radiant, they do have some signs of life in the form of the Kunkka. 72 CS on him. The Naga, 63 on her. The problem is the deaths. And we've seen the Naga Siren die twice. We've seen the Kunkka die twice. No kills for him either. Compare that to this Phantom Lancer. As well as the Leshrac. 3-1 and 12 on XY, in fact. Wow, he's been involved in 15 out of 20 kills on that support Leshrac. Some fantastic play by him. And I gotta say, this is one of the strongest. It's actually in Southeast Dota 1 when Rubik's first started to see play when he's released in Captain's Mode. The one hero he was almost always picked. Oh, we'll talk about it later because here we go. X into Torque, Split Earth. No, Chan pulled up onto the high ground. What a pull by HY, or excuse me, by Loda, and Chan is trapped. Can't do anything. Tries to TP. There's the disruption. Split Earth to follow, but he actually eats away out for Chan. Still, Chan will melt down. Just too much burst damage. Loda showcasing the versatility of that Darkseer right there. Oh boy, Chan cannot be happy about that. Where was the backup for him? There's just nothing they could do. Zenith in complete command of this game. Kill after kill. Everybody's being shut down on World Elite. 1 and 6 on your Earthshaker. 1 and 5 on the Shadow Demon. Ancient Apparition 1 and 5. Of course, these supports the ones to take the brunt of the punishment. Still, it's the carries as well. Naga Siren. Only the Arcade Boots as well as the Vitality Booster, the Kunkka. Just Phase and Drums with 70 CS. You expect to see more. They haven't got a single tower. In fact, look how healthy the towers are. Very, very healthy. None of them even close to being half health, let alone dying. Meanwhile, World Elite are just trying to head on to their last 2 outer towers. This one almost in deny range. It's a scary thing to give away Leshrac, Darkseer, Chen to the Zenith squad. I gotta say, it's a lot to give away versus them. If they ever want to go more conventional... I mean, I said they're versatile, and yeah, they pick wacky heroes at times. They pick unconventional stuff, but if they want to play conventional, they definitely have the ability to pull it off, and they are definitely showing us that now. Do I need another definitely there? Yeah, definitely. Here we go, on to Roshan. Early medallion picked up. Who's actually got that one? Will be Freedom. 4-step and medallion. Going for a lot of utility items from him. Here we go, though. HY, Invis Rune, net to start. HY looking for the opening. Soul Burster as well. Look at the damage. Down they all go. 1, 2, 3. Easy triple kill. World Elite try and force a fight. They need to initiate with that sleep. They need to initiate with the fissure. They don't find the opening. Timely Invis Runes for HY. Seems to be the star of this game. Here we go. Chase continuing. Net into Cold Feet. Ghost Scepter as well. Trying to keep him alive. Allowing the dive. Back him on 2. Wants to dive FNTY. Remember, Son of the Siren's still up. Maybe trying to bait it out. Nope. He's going to use that mirror image. Able to remove Cold Feet. Fancy trying to survive. It's not going to be enough, though. He's eaten down, chewed up, spit out by that Ion Shell. Too much damage. And now the tower in a lot of trouble. Will they go for a TP in from Lao? Fissure missing completely. Oh, and now Lao is the one in a lot of trouble. Also feeding a Fissure away. Back to Zenith. XY getting the perfect spells at the perfect time. 1 by 1 in World Elite come feeding, getting picked off. And Zenith just having too many heroes, too much of an item advantage, in complete control. They're getting everyone. How is HY still fighting? X marks the spot. Torque to follow. They really want to kill him. This would be a lot of gold Oh, it's actually Leshrac still getting another kill. Are you kidding me? hyhy is going back in. He's not running. He wants to fight. Split Earth gonna miss. Chan still alive. Throws the defensive torrent. Will it be enough? Diffusal Blade already picked up on iceiceicee. Looks like Kunkel will escape with his life. Tower will drop bottom. Holy crap, man. 28-7 at 19 minutes in. Normally with Phantom Lancer you turtle a bit, but this is Zenith. I guess that's a silly thing to expect. They're gonna go for those hero kills. Vacuum in on a bunch. No mana for the wall. Oh boy, it would be a great time to have that wall. iceiceicee will take a fall, immediately buying back into the game. Still 1900 gold. Oh boy. iceiceicee leading the way in terms of farm. Also quite active in these kills. 4, 2, and 5 to start the game. And he's looking good. Buys back, still has 2,000 gold. What will the next item of choice be? Will he look towards a Manta style? Will he look towards... I mean, I mentioned Radius is an option, but generally if you're going for that, it will be your first big item. Maybe he'll just try to tank up, get something like a Heart of Terras. Could even go for Vlad's for that split push potential. A lot of options for him, but it's hyhy. We will focus our attention on Disruption. Soul Catcher, they want hyhy. Will they get him? Cold Feet, the Chen Heal. How is he still alive? This man will not die. Finally he goes down, but with the Bloodstone, he'll be back in just a few moments after a quick commercial break. I'm just kidding, no commercials, but yeah, he'll be back soon with that Bloodstone. 19 seconds to go. Chan pulled back in. They want him. Will they get him? XY stole. X marks the spot. Probably wishes he had another fissure right now, but he's trapped up. Looks like he will go down as well. It's the double-edged sword of this aggression. Disruption, X. Oh, they're not working together properly. The combo misplayed. And here comes iceiceicee. Once GG. The nuke damage is too much. iceiceicee, Diffusal Blade as well. Going on to Icy. Not committing just yet. Icy destroying his brother in name, if not in crime. And FNTY. Just not able to join these fights or choosing not to. I have to say, I thought World Elite would be really strong in the counter gank department, but without the tier 2 mid, without the tier 2 bottom, without the tier 2 top, it's just hard to arrive at these fights. And, well, they need someone to get farmed. Sleep is forced. FNTY will TP out. He'll survive, but that's a big ultimate to use just to TP back to base. Early Vlad's for him. Woo! Okay, let me have a drink of water, guys. This game, I will tell you. You know, of course it's this damn game that I'm solo casting, I gotta say. But it's such a treat to cast. I'm not complaining by any means. It's gonna make my throat a little bit angry, though. hyhy, pressure in the bottom lane. And the thing about Zenith's lineup is, with this kind of a start, it could just be constant pressure in all three lanes. Pressure up top by the Phantom Lancer, pressure in mid by the Leshrac, and then pressure over in the bottom by Darkseer. Zenith are never going to let World Elite leave their base anymore. iceiceicee caught out, maybe to go down. This is what you need to do against the split push. Find those picks, they get one, but they will be forced back. Rubik as well as Leshrac threatening to go high ground. Look at the support Rubik, Mechanism, Ghost Scepter, Arcade Boots. It's not just the towers either. XY very active in the kills as well. 4, 1, and 20, 22 minutes in. Yeah, 4, 1, and 20, 22 minutes in. Can I say that again? This man alone has participated in more kills than there have been minutes in the game. And they have a Phantom Lancer. They have one of the hardest carries in the game. It's Zenith for you. It really is. Here we go. hyhy rather. Trying to dive the base here. Split Earth is going to hit. Disruption. It's available. X pulls him back in. The boat as well. Boat is going to hit. Only on Loda though. The purge on the hyhy. Look at the damage. They're being driven back to Fountain, and while that's happening, Tower going to start taking damage. The pressure from Freedom. The split push. It's not really a split push when you just have multiple heroes inside of their base and the enemies in the Fountain. In a sense, I suppose, this Split Earth a bit too early. TP back up by Chan at half health. It's desperation mode. They can't defend everything though. Mid's gonna take a fall, and once these towers go down, it gets a lot easier for Zenith to continue split pushing. Surgeon on somebody. The chase commencing. Oh, here we go. Loda, vacuum in, held in place. The boat's a hit. It will hit. The boat was stolen by Rubik. What the hell, man? Oh my God! It's XY stealing all the spells in this game and making them work. Truly showing that he can play every hero in the game. That's what you got to do to be able to play Rubik. And here we go. They want the racks. They want that 23-minute racks. I think they have everything they need to do it. The pipe, the mechanism, the bloodstone, the ghost scepter. I haven't even had a chance to look at the gold grab, so I do apologize for that. But as you can see, massive bleed coming out. Net on Delau, pulled back in. There's the Leshrac damage, bursting them down. He ghost scepter as well. Wants these kills. Diving Icy, goes for the split earth. He's gonna hit it. He's gonna get another kill. Zenith with 5 heroes dead, wiping the team. And a very early but expected GG here from World Elite. Zenith. Some have called them the Navi of the East, and I don't think it's unfair to say after this game, after some of their previous performances, they can play just about any hero. They can win games where they don't even ban heroes. Zenith looked really strong. And a very quick, decisive, exciting game number 1. 45 kills, 23 minutes, with a Phantom Lancer on your team. I mean, hell, even the other supporting heroes, Darkseer, he's survivable in lane. He's not the best hero killer. This is not a Lina, it's not a Shadow Demon. Normally you get those levels, you go for the mid game, but Zenith they just play so well they can end the game in 20 minutes with this lineup. If they needed to, they probably could have turtled for 40, could have turtled for even upwards of an hour, but they never had to. From start to finish, it was all Zenith all the way. That's what we see at the gold graph. That's what we see at the experience graph. 30,000 experience lead, 30,000 gold lead, and, well, that's all she wrote for World Elite. Everybody disconnects. We're just going to wait for that final scoreboard. Then we'll be hopping into game number 2 of the series. Let's hope World Elite have an answer. I gotta say, they gave away a lot to Zenith, and maybe you look to at least ban out that Darkseer or Chen, the Shrek. At least one of those 3 heroes. It's just so much to give up. Naga's a strong hero. But I think we're seeing here that there are still other heroes who would like to claim that title as top dogs. And heroes more deserving of that early pick. First picking the Naga, not paying off World Elite. Game number 1 goes the way of Zenith. This is the Beyond the Summit Dota World Tour. I'm LD of dotacommentaries.com. If you're just joining us, this was only game 1. We'll be heading momentarily into game number 2. Zenith leading the series 1-0. Can they take their second best out of 3 in the group? They won their first in a very exciting 3-game event. Maybe they'll be able to do it again. Stay tuned to find out. You're watching the Beyond the Summit World